Hey guys, it's Future Josh again. This video, like the Fear Columbus video, the camera was out of focus. We filmed them both at the same time, so sorry, but the image will be a little bit blurry. These are the last two videos that have it though. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Haunt Talk. In today's episode, we're going to be reviewing Jail of Terror and, how do you say it? Newark, Ohio. It's close to Columbus. This is the last video from our Columbus haunts. If you haven't seen them, we've done also Carnage and Fear Columbus, and this was the last one that we did on that night. So this is the first time we've went here, and I guess they closed down for a year or two. And I think, is this their first year back open, or was last year
I believe this was the first year that they were back open.
So it's a cool little actual haunted jail. We were pretty excited going in because we had heard like good things about it, and it isn't a cool property. And anytime they put something inside of an actual haunted building, it's always kind of intriguing.
Yes.
So that being said, we're just going to get right into it, and that means it's time, as always, to refer to the Book of the Dead. Book of the Dead. Book of the Dead. Book of the Dead. All right. So as always, we are going to start with sets and props. Now, this place really more relies on the fact that it's a jail. There's very, very little sets and props.
There were some spiders.
Yeah, there's some spiders on the wall. There's like at the end there's like a basement. There's like a fire pit looking thing, maybe some body parts. But for the most part, you're just kind of walking down the cell rows. Now, to be honest, this is probably the biggest disappointment that I've been to in a very long time. Because like my hopes weren't like extremely high, but like I was expecting a lot more than what we got. It's basically, now it's 3 floors, but that does not mean this haunt is long. So it's literally, it's a tiny little jail. You go up and back on the first floor, just between the cell blocks. On the second floor, you go up, go through one cell block, out the other, then up and back like a horseshoe. Then you go down to the basement, and then you like zigzag like a couple times, and then that's it. You leave.
That's it.
There really isn't more to talk about in sets and props. The fact you're in the jail is kind of cool, but things are way too bright.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So it makes it like impossible to get scares because you can see anything that's about to happen. There was one of those little electricity crackers, I think, like on the second floor.
Yeah.
So there was that. But besides that, I don't even know if there was any animatronics that I saw, because I don't even think the spiders moved. When you first walk in, it's kind of cool because they have I guess the theme is, like, well, it seems like the theme is going to be, like, there's ghost hunters there and, like, things have went awry because there was, like, a table with, like, ghost hunting equipment on it.
Yeah, and she, like, keeps yelling, like, I need you guys to help me find out what's going on here. Something really scary is happening.
And then the door's closed behind you, and then you go through, So, like, the lighting and it's not, like, professional haunt lighting. It literally, I think there's, like, red bulbs or something kind of put throughout. Sets and props, we give a 5. The only reason we give it a 5, because again, is just because the building's cool.
Yeah.
Because there really aren't sets and props. Which we kind of expected that going in. We just they didn't really do much with it. And like the pathing, like this place, I just don't think in its current state should be a haunted house. Like, well, it could be a haunted house, but the way they're doing it is just, in my opinion, wrong.
Yes, I agree.
But the jail itself is kind of cool and creepy.
Yeah, like I would say if they were going to do something with this, they need to take notes from Blood Prison and how they do their solitary confinement area.
Yeah.
Literally all they do is they have it really, really dark with some very, with like red lighting.
Yeah.
Kind of just barely there. And they have some really creepy music going on, and you just walk through it. They occasionally will have somebody in one of those cells, but you're not sure. But it's the whole, like, forebodingness of it because it's so dark.
Yeah.
And all you have is this red light kind of, like, leading your way. And you're just kind of, like, you just get this weird atmospheric feeling. And, this place was very claustrophobic. I do have to say, it was very small.
It was, but again, it was lit so well. Yeah, like if they, like, I'm not a big fan of the haunts where they just give you a flashlight, but honestly, they should do that here.
Yes.
Because like the terrain's fairly even. There's nothing to trip on, so it'd be perfectly safe.
Yeah.
Turn the lights off, give them a flashlight, put like speakers playing like low droning, and just have actors popping out.
Yes.
Which, speaking of that, we will move into actors.
Yes.
The unfortunate thing is there was a lot of them.
Yeah.
But there really wasn't much for them to do.
No.
Because the space is small.
Yes.
They're not allowed to touch you here. They kind of talked, but they didn't have much dialogue, and they would just kind of like be there.
Yeah. I had a guy like come up to me and he kind of made like a num num noise at me. He was like num 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 num. I got that and yeah, most of them were just kind of standing there. There was a few that were like kind of like hanging off of bars and stuff, and they were giggling.
Yeah, my favorite one was the Twisty Girl. She was like up on top of something, and she was like contorted around up on this little ledge, and her head was like hanging down, and her hair was, you had to like kind of duck so you didn't like hit her head.
Yeah.
She was cool. I mean, she didn't really do anything else besides that, but I appreciated the fact that she was contorted. I will say their makeup was fairly cool.
Yeah, their makeup was really cool.
It's consistent that like all the people, at least in the cells, were like messed up prisoner looking people.
Yes, yeah, and like they even had one of the scare actors out in the queue line area. He was he looked like he was a prison guard.
Yeah, he was cool.
And he had like cool makeup where it looked like his teeth were exposed out of his skin and stuff like that, which I thought was really, really cool. Yeah, their makeup was actually pretty decent, which I was pleasantly surprised about.
Yeah, there was a cool guy with a neat mask at the towards the end in the basement. He had a pumpkin mask on that like glue and stuff.
Yeah.
Glow, yeah. So he was cool, but yeah, I mean, they really need to be, if they're not going to be able to be scary, because again, they tried the jump scare a couple times, we can literally just see them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, we didn't really get jump scared. They didn't, I mean, they kind of were around us, and they would kind of just like scream a little bit, but like, you have to be interactive if you're not going to be able to be scary. You have to like make it entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for actors, like I said, there was actually a decent amount of them, but it was just, fortunately, it was kind of boring. We gave it a 5. There just wasn't much going on.
So that leads us to scare factor. Not scary.
Well, again, we got no scares. The place is lit up. I mean, yeah. The only thing that might have been a little scary is just because you're in the creepy-ish looking haunted prison.
Yeah.
So there's that, but there's not really any gore. Yeah, we gave scare factor a 3. Oh, I don't think it was scary at all.
No.
I'd say this is one to take the kids to, but I mean, that brings us into value. It was 7 minutes long, $25 per person, $40 for VIP, which, by the way, is what we paid because the line was long. We paid $40 for a 7-minute long haunt and got 0 scares.
Yeah.
$60 if you want to do the front of the line. And again, let me repeat. $60 for a 7-minute long haunted house. We gave value a 2. This is terrible value.
Terrible.
And again, like, I understand that they only have to work with the space they're given. But there's other things they could do. They could make it more interactive. They could make it a touch haunt in some way. Make it intense where they put you in the cell and, like, interact with you. Like, make you play games. Do something. They can make it really scary and do, like, the whole crazy crap where they, like, mess with you and maybe, like, make you trying to eat stuff. Or they could do the other way where they, like, try and make you do games or, like, interactive like that. Think almost like how Darkview does at times. Like, where they make you, like, do something interactive.
Yeah. Or even, like, USS Nightmare where they have you, like, do little games and things like that. Yeah.
This haunt has potential. The building is cool, and they could do things.
Yeah.
I literally think if they just, again, made it even simpler than what they're doing now. Turn off the lights, make it a touch haunt if they're able to. If not, just do something to make you in there longer. Give you a flashlight and just scare the crap out of you. Just music. All you need is speakers. That's literally it. Speakers and flashlights to give people.
There you
don't
go.
Even to light it up. That's all you need in actors, of course. Yeah, I mean, we were just very disappointed with this place. Overall, we gave it a 4. I do think that it is not a good haunt. I have a hard time recommending this to someone, especially at the price point. I would probably recommend doing a paranormal tour, though. This place seems like that might be cool.
Yeah.
We haven't done one. But, yeah, if you want to check the place out, don't go for this event. Help support them other ways by giving them money for, like, the paranormal tour. Or
even if they have, like, a historical tour. I'm not sure if they have those.
They may. I think they do.
Maybe check that out.
Yeah, check that stuff out, because it is a cool building, and this is a cool town. I really liked it. We actually went there and had brunch at a restaurant there. It is a very cute little town.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this haunted house needs a lot of improvements. One thing we did read, because we decided to kind of go back after we went and look at, like, reviews from other places, and one of the reviews talked about how there used to be an outside section.
Yeah.
So, like, because they said it was, like, 15 minutes long or something like that, and I'm like, how? And because they had more stuff outside you had to go through. There's nothing outside now.
Yeah. That's
just where you wait. I think they have a couple food vendors, but yeah, so I don't know. If you guys been there years past, was it a lot better when you've been there before? Have you been at this year? Maybe you had a better experience than we did. I don't know. And again, we don't like to be scathing in these reviews, but the goal of this channel is to be honest, and we're going to tell you what we think. You know, if you're an actor here and you're seeing it, you know, it's not to offend you, and it's not that any of you did a particularly bad job. It's just like, you know, you kind of have to work with what you're given, and I don't think there was much that was given there. but also maybe take it as some pointers of like things to interact with the guests better to make it a more entertaining experience. Because we were put with another group, and like there were children there, and none of them, I don't think I ever saw them scream, or because even one of them stated to the person at the door they were really scared to go in.
Yeah.
And maybe, you know, who knows, maybe they told, oh, take it easy on this group because they're scared. I don't know if that happened, but like we were forced to go with them. We were not given the option after paying, let me repeat, $40 to go through this 7-minute long house with another family. So I mean, it is what it is. That was our experience, and that's our honest review. But yeah, that being said, you know, we do have our merch line now. If you want to check that out, there's a video I'm displaying right now about that. You can check out our Patreon if you want to help support us. Also, think about leaving us a super thanks, and let us know any place you would like us to go. We are going to Maryland here soon to check out Markov's Haunted Forest, probably Bennett's Curse, and we're going to do some other ones. So let us know what you would recommend in that area. You know, just something that's around that area, what you think would be a good one for us to check out. Also, of course, make sure and like and subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of those upcoming reviews. And also, we want to be doing like home haunts here we always like to do that like the last weekend. So if you're a home haunter, know a home haunter, or just if there's a home haunt you like, or even just a yard display, doesn't actually have to be a haunt, let us know so we know where we want to go.
Yeah.
On that day, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.